Hello and welcome to episode 151 on the Online Trainers Podcast. Today's topic is state is everything.
Hello and welcome to the Online Trainers Podcast, where we go behind the scenes to uncover the latest tactics and strategies top trainers around the world are using to get more clients, dominate their marketplace, and get their clients amazing results. There is absolutely no fluff here. I'm your host, Lynn Trin.
Hello, I hope you are having a fantastic week. We're already beginning in mid-May at the moment, and I wanted to come in and talk to you about state because I've got Hayden with me. Hayden's just been somebody who I've actually brought into my business recently to do a lot of the marketing. He's helping out a lot of our clients with that. He's actually going through a lot of our campaigns. And really today I was talking to him about state and how important it is to not only invest time, to not only invest money, and understanding that those two investments are the very first investments you need to make in order for you to get results, right? You need to invest time and you need to invest money. But the reality is, those are the two least investments that you need to make. And what I mean by that is, if money solved all of your problems, we wouldn't have fat people walking around. And if time solved all of your problems, we also wouldn't have fat people walking around, because they are spending countless hours doing cardio, they are spending countless times reading about getting into shape, okay? And so why I say this is because the third thing that we need is we need energy. Now, I know that for most of us, we do stuff and we've done stuff mindlessly. We've gone through with the motions. When we are consuming things online, we are watching things, but we are half on our phone. When we are listening to people speak, we are listening, but we're thinking about something else. And so why I'm saying this is because inside of real change, whether it's you wanting change inside of your life, whether you want to help your clients change, it's the ability to understand that money and time is the first variable, and yet the most least important commitment in getting results today. The biggest commitment will be your ability to focus, and it comes from your ability to elicit high energy. Now, this is high energy and low energy states. High energy, low energy can be from a state of gratitude and joy to a state of being stressed out. Now, you and I both know that in a stressed out state, right? In a really stressed out state, you can't think for crap. Like your IQ just suddenly drops. Your IQ drops because your cortisol increases. Okay, you start getting into a fearful state. You start tensing up. And therefore, you are not in this free-flowing thinking state. Your IQ begins to drop. You know that cortisol gets you fat. It gets you stressed out. It's a defense mechanism. And so nothing ever good happens in this low energy state. And if you can control and learn to control your state and take yourself from stress into abundance, into high energy, into gratitude or joy or thinking at a high level, and it requires energy and focus to take you from low energy state to high energy state. Because at this moment, when I was going through Hayden's weekly review, I said to him, how do you think you went last week? How do you think you went inside of the business? How do you rate yourself? How was your energy? I said, yeah, my energy was okay. And I'm like, well, if it's okay, you're in a low energy state. If you're in a low energy state, you can't be very helpful, can you? You can't be very smart. And so what we realized was my ability to take anybody from a low energy to a high energy state in order to get them thinking better, in order to give them more certainty, in order to elicit motivation. So right now inside of your business, if you're feeling demotivated, if you're feeling cluttered, if you're feeling stuck, it's because you are thinking and you are consistently stressed out. Now, how do you get away from being in this stressed out state to moving into a high energy state? Of course, it takes practice, because you never get good at anything doing it once, right? The first time you do something is going to be super, super hard. But the second time you do it, and the third time, and the fourth time, and the 500th time that you do it, it will be easy. But it requires energy, and it requires you to be consistent and committed with the work. The first and foremost thing is to give. When you give to other people and you see the result, the impact that it has on their lives that is far greater than what you could have had for yourself, and you'll move away from scarcity into abundance, taking you from stress to an elevated state. Second thing is gratitude. So giving gratitude, those are the two biggest things that I want to share with you today. Because when you have given your all, and let's say you've coached the client and they haven't paid you a lot of money, but they got an absolutely epic transformation, you feel so much greater for that because you were able to give to them something that money wasn't even going to give to yourself, right? And compare the international student who pays you $100 a session but doesn't do anything you do and just rocks up 30 minutes late for the session. Do you feel great about that client who's paying you more? Or you'd rather train a girl who pays you $20 and you've helped transform 60 pounds off her body? Getting to that state of that feeling, the second thing is gratitude. There's nothing better than being grateful, because grateful elevates your energy, takes you away from this fearful zone, elevates your IQ, increases just all the great hormones around that. And I'm sure you and I both know. But I wanted to bring this topic up because it's so important for you that are building your businesses to get into this state, number one, but also the people that you manage and the people that you coach, helping them get out of this scarcity state and this stress state and move into abundance, because that's when the magic will begin to happen. And so with that, my friends, I'll leave you for that one for now. Let me know what you think.
Alright, if you enjoyed this podcast, please leave me a 5-star review on iTunes, and feel free to leave a review, and that way I can respond and I can take that on board in developing content to serve you. Now, if you're not a part of the Online Trainers Club on Facebook, please do yourself a favor and be a part of the conversation. That's where I add daily tips, tricks and strategies on how you can build out funnels, how you can get more clients, and ultimately become a better online coach. Thank you for listening.